INFJs possess a unique blend of cognitive functions that allows their intelligence to manifest in deep, often unconventional ways. Their dominant function, introverted intuition, gives them a remarkable ability to perceive patterns, make connections, and envision future possibilities. This intuitive depth enables them to grasp abstract concepts quickly, often seeing the big picture in situations where others get lost in the details. Their minds work like quiet storm systems, constantly processing and analyzing the world beneath the surface, leading to a form of intelligence that is both strategic and visionary. This intuitive insight is coupled with their auxiliary function, extrovert feeling, which adds emotional intelligence to their intellectual toolkit. INFJs are not just intellectually sharp, but they are emotionally perceptive as well. They can often sense the emotional states of others without a word being said, which allows them to navigate complex social dynamics with grace and subtlety. This emotional acuity enhances their intelligence, giving them the ability to understand human motivations, fears, and desires at a deep level. It's why they can be so persuasive in quiet ways, and why they often offer exactly the right advice, even if they don't fully understand how they knew what to say. INFJs are also known for their reflective nature. They spend a significant amount of time in introspection, analyzing their thoughts, actions, and the world around them. This self-awareness strengthens their mental clarity and allows them to grow continuously. They tend to be lifelong learners, drawn to philosophy, psychology, literature, and spiritual disciplines not just out of curiosity, but from a deep hunger to understand the essence of life and the human experience. Their intelligence isn't only about facts or logic. It's a soulful, searching kind of intellect that seeks meaning above all else. Also, INFJs tend to possess a quiet confidence in their ideas, often developing innovative or countercultural perspectives that others may not immediately understand. They can hold onto these ideas firmly because they have already examined them from multiple angles in their minds. This makes their intelligence feel prophetic at times. They often just know what will happen or what is true long before others catch up. They are future-oriented and idealistic, but also practical enough to know how to bring their visions into reality in small, steady ways. Even in communication, INFJs demonstrate their intelligence through depth and nuance. They are articulate and thoughtful, often expressing complex thoughts in poetic or emotionally resonant language. They don't speak to impress. They speak to connect, to reveal, to heal. Their intelligence isn't showy, but it leaves a lasting impression. People who engage with INFJs often walk away feeling seen, understood, and inspired, an effect that can only come from someone with a truly rare and powerful mind. The intelligence of INFJs often operates in ways that are subtle, intricate, and deeply layered. It's not the kind of intelligence that screams for attention or dominates a room. Rather, it's like a deep current beneath still water, calm on the surface, but profoundly powerful underneath. Their minds are constantly weaving together seemingly unrelated strands of information, lived experiences, and emotional nuance to form insights that are often far ahead of their time. This is why INFJs are sometimes seen as old souls, or even mystics. They tend to operate from a space of inner knowing that transcends conventional logic, yet is still grounded in reality. One of the most extraordinary aspects of INFJ intelligence is their capacity for synthesis. Where other types might specialize in one domain, be it science, art, logic, or emotion, INFJs often move fluidly between them. They're the kind of people who can see the emotional undertones in political discourse, the philosophical implications of a scientific theory, or the psychological layers behind a piece of music or film. This ability to blend diverse domains of thought makes their perspectives incredibly rich, layered, and often deeply original. They don't just learn, they absorb, distill, and transform what they learn into something uniquely their own. Because they're so in tune with patterns and people, INFJs also tend to be brilliant strategists, not in the cold, calculated sense, but in the intuitive sense of knowing when and how to act for the greatest impact. They can read situations and anticipate how they will evolve, often making decisions that seem risky or unconventional but turn out to be precisely right. It's not about predicting outcomes through hard data. It's about sensing where things are headed and aligning their efforts accordingly. This foresight makes them excellent advisors, counselors, and visionaries, often providing guidance that feels almost eerily accurate. The emotional intelligence of INFJs, which is often underestimated or misunderstood, is another hallmark of their brilliance. They don't just understand emotions, they understand the architecture of emotion. They can map the internal worlds of others with incredible accuracy, recognizing wounds that haven't been voiced, hopes that haven't been admitted, and fears that haven't yet surfaced. This kind of insight requires a rare and complex blend of empathy, pattern recognition, and psychological depth. And because INFJs care deeply about others, they use this intelligence not to manipulate, but to support, uplift, and heal. Their inner world is also a source of immense creative power. INFJs often channel their intelligence into writing, art, music, or spiritual practice. These outlets allow them to express what they know in ways that reach people on a deep, transformative level. Their work tends to carry an emotional weight and clarity that lingers long after the initial encounter. That's because it doesn't come from surface-level thinking. It comes from the core of who they are, filtered through a lifetime of internal contemplation and spiritual searching. What truly sets INFJs apart, though, is that their intelligence is not just about being smart, it's about being wise. It's rooted in compassion, in the desire to understand not just how the world works, but how it can be made better. They don't crave knowledge for its own sake. They crave understanding that leads to growth for themselves and for others. And this pursuit is what gives their intelligence its rare and luminous quality.